Very good evening, everyone. Thank you. We will start with Hemant sir first, since he is sitting in the center. So we will start with him. Hemant sir, often writing an essay or a long letter is much easier than composing a small poem or writing a short poem. Is architecture about this?
Writing is the way we have to connect with other people. It is same with the painting as well as the music. And in the same manner, it is also true for the architecture. As an architecture now, I am doing the practice for last 35 years, and I am trying to develop our own language, and that is the language what we have developed. And the way we write, we get it connected with the people in the same manner. Through our architectural language, we are connecting with the people.
Well said, sir. Same question goes to Hari sir.
Yeah, it is really difficult because like in a poem, four line or whatever you say, you have to deliver a lot of meaning. Similarly, when you get some very limited space to design, it is a really difficult task. If you get a big area, big space, then you get a lot of flexibility to work. But when it is a limited space, it becomes very difficult to deliver a proper design. So I think it is a difficult task, design in a small space. Architecture-wise, it's really difficult.
Which you all have all done so wonderfully for decades. Rajeev sir, the same question.
Simply, one can understand the philosophy of the great architect, Mise Van der Rohe. He was an American German architect who had designed Barcelona Pavilion in 1928. So his philosophy was less is more. And in that, you can understand it is very difficult to design in minimalistic way. So when everything stops and it is compiled properly, it's very difficult.
Well said. Our second question, we'll start with Hari sir. Sir, in your 4 decades of practice, has doing any project changed you as a person or had a profound effect on you personally? Maybe because of the nature of a particular project or the particular client's influence on you, an impactful influence, or the research involved for that particular project.
In such a long practice, I don't think I am influenced by anybody. I am the way I was, and today I am in the same way. I am working, same fashion, and trying to do the same way. Maybe due to new technology, I have been trying something different. But otherwise, there is no specific influence on me for such a long time.
Okay, any particular project which has stayed in your mind because of the sheer positive experience or an intense experience, which stands out? I'm sure all projects must be.
It's difficult to say, but yeah, couple of projects which I did, maybe some small residences, and people have written me some letters. They are enjoying that space. I think that is what I was expecting, and I am getting it. That's what I feel.
Excellent, sir. Same question goes to Hemant, sir.
We started our practice in 86. So by the time 1991, we had done one project with an industrialist, a very well-known personality who is residing in Subhash Nagar. And there are many persons, I will say, that they have influenced me in my working methodology. We as a person, we develop as a person, but every now and then when we go to different project, the person teaches something and it makes the influential, and you have to change in a positive way. So that is a positive way of thinking, I say. In 1991, when we started doing the project for them, they were very particular, they were very peculiar, punctual, very precise in their requirement. And for the any fresher, it is not a different type of experience. So I have to learn in that manner, and that have changed my life in terms of documentation, to be punctual, whether you are doing a small work or a big work. Yes, we have to follow all that. And they have also tried and compared the things with the time span as well as the budget, and this made a bigger difference in me. And very proud to say that after a span of 30 years, even they are connected with us. So from their side, I definitely learned, and now I am following him for any particular things what they do. They are an investor. So whenever I have invested any amount with them, whether it is a lakh of rupees, for last 30 years, not a single check they have issued after a date. They have always issued the check before even what their expiry period is. So something has to be learned from all the persons, and that is the way we have to work with all the clients.
So your answer, before we go to Rajiv sir, your answer just made me ask you, I feel like asking an impromptu question. Have you ever encountered a client in your life who was so particular of what he wanted, including even zoning or the color palette, the materials palette, the actual plan and everything, like, you know, very particular, detailed, and you had to follow it. So if yes, how did you leave your design stamp on this kind of a project? And did it happen first of all? Have you ever encountered someone like this?
Yes, it always happens. But now, after so much years of practice, we have developed our own methodology as well as we have developed our own philosophy. If I have to do the work, yes, that 5 points of utility, simplicity, functionality, end user and aesthetics, I will never forgo. And if I am following all these my 5 functions, and if you want to do, yes, I can do the work, but within the guidelines of rules and regulations, if it is happening, I don't have any problem. So this is the way I work, and that's why I don't have any problem for such type of clientele.
Okay. Rajiv sir, I'll repeat the actual question to avoid any confusion, because I asked him a rider of a question. So have you in your design journey encountered a particular, were you influenced deeply or has any particular project which you did had a profound effect on you personally, maybe because of the research which was involved, or maybe the nature of a particular project, or the client's impactful impact on you, mind, a positive impact?
Actually, in this journey, every project is a learning experience. Every time the project teaches us maybe good or bad things. And it teaches us to how you move forward with the current ages. Yes, there are few such kind of experiences, but profoundly, we have worked huge quantity of work with Tata Group, and particularly it's I believe 1991, 93 somewhere, and they called all us. There were all designers, architects, consultants, vendors, and they simply said that from this moment you will never come to the company for asking your payment, because it wastes our lot of resources, security, canteen, road system, road safety system. So whenever your payment is due, it will come to you by post. That was a learning experience, and from that day, our organization also started to follow the same system. Simply we learn small things from many clients and we implement in our organization. And it creates your organization is not only you, but in turn they are also equally part of that.
Absolutely. And I must salute you for the kind of documentation system you have in your office. I've always observed everything is so. Did you acquire this from someone or was it self-taught?
For designing, before starting any execution, we prepare each and every detail up to end drawing, and we prepare one booklet. This happened in somewhere in 2002, 2001 when we designed one Fortune 500 company, Lear Corporation. And that American company, they said that no, everything will be decide, drawings, everything will be signed off at one stroke. And it was a new experience for us. It was used that time, it was I think 80,000, 85,000 square feet. Entire design and corporate office we were designing there. So that MD, that gentleman, he took our lot of time and each and every documentation he did. But in execution we found that nothing is left. So we follow the same system. That is what I am telling, that these are the people who teaches you how to grow. All the clients.
We'll start with you the next question. A very simple question, but very important, especially for all the audience here and all those who will be viewing this film. Raju sir, you are very successful. We all know that. How did you select your projects throughout your career? How do you select your projects? Simply.
See, in early stage, there was no choice. So for survive, you have to work. And whatever, but after few years, how it happens that it becomes your, that box, that he does this kind of a particular project, he does this kind of a particular project. And you also become master in that particular area. Few people are masters in hospitality industries, few are in corporate industry, few are in residential bungalows and all those things. So that way, selection criteria is only one thing. We look that that project should give us the happiness. That is the ultimate thing we are expecting from that project, because unless we get happiness, rest everything has no value. So that project may be huge or small. That project may give us good amount of professional fees or not. But if it doesn't give us the happiness, that actually you end up at the end that whether that project was good or not. But that criteria is very important. That's what we look at it.
Do you refuse a particular project if you're uncomfortable with the project, the nature of the project, or uncomfortable with the client, uneasy with the client probably?
Yes, many times. Many times. Generally what happens, few people they come and you dislike their notion in itself. So sometimes it happens that they come and like you ask Hemant, आम्हाला असं पाहिजे, असं करायचं, असं करायचं. So it is like that you go to doctor and you tell him that give me this prescription. It is like that. So such kind of a client is difficult to handle, and we generally try to avoid those type of people.
I will go to Hari sir with the same question, the earlier one. Sir, how do you select your projects?
I don't select projects. They select me. And then subsequently what happens, they know why we are approaching him. So normally the stage doesn't arise where you have to refuse it. But yeah, we have at 2-3 times, I don't want to name them, but one was dentist, another was from automobile industry. They started telling me we wanted this kind of polish, this kind of molding, this type of switches and everything. So I said, in that case, why you need me? You just involve some good contractor and he'll do it according to. I can't work like this. So people come to me, they know who I am and why they are approaching me. So the question of selection of, yeah, but I definitely would like to work for some, which I always dream, whether I get a chance to work for hospitality, which I am not having yet. Rest, yes, we do offices, we do residences. Of course, lot of residence is our main area where we are working. But otherwise, yeah, people select us.
So we had Sanjay Joshi sir here few months ago, on the same seat you were sitting, and I had asked him, what kind of project are you yearning to do, which you've never done before? And he said, hospitality. So you have a friend. Did I say that? Yes, sir.
Now he reads of something else. That changed.
The person who sits on the chair speaks in the same manner.
Yeah.
Am I? Sanjeev, am I? No, he is not agreeing.
Because I didn't say it. Hemant sir, same question. How do you select your projects?
As a Maharashtrian, we never say that we don't have any business background when we started our company. So from 1986 to 2000, we are doing the work whatever the client is giving to us. We have done right from the letterhead card, screen printing, advertising, 3D picturization in any mediums, 3D models, and thereafter even the civil work. So we started our company, Group 5 as a consultancy, and then Group Delta Enterprise as a turnkey division. But by the time 2000, we understood that, okay, we have mastered something to know about all our allied arts. And we have developed a different type of eye towards the working to all the such smaller details. And from thereafter, we said that now we have to concentrate only in architecture and interior design. And you said how you select, because up to that 14 years, whatever the client is giving, yes, we are ready to work, and we are not ashamed of doing any work for any client. Because that was the stage where we want to learn something. We have to carry our image on our own footsteps. Because I said, we don't have any business background. Nobody is Godfather who will guide us and take it further in this type of business. And hence, we have to prove something to create on our own shoulders. So that was done till 2000. And thereafter, we said that we have selected the clients. We have formulated the system of selecting the clients. When client comes to our office, whether it is architectural, interior, industrial, any type of project, we have made a typical type of questionnaire. And when we select client, because we want to understand that client first. Client is always new person. So understanding a new person is our first methodology, and that we have developed through our questionnaire. And within that questionnaire, so in the first meeting itself, we try and analyze our customer. If he is good enough, we will try and analyze his thinking process along with our questionnaire. And whether he will work with us or not, that after first meeting, if he comes for the second meeting, he is our client. If he doesn't come, he is not our client. So this is the way we have developed, because the person who is working or whose methodology or whatever thinking process is along with your working process, then only you will work in a comfortable manner. And that is the lesson what we learn. So as an architect, I will say that creation or whatever what we do, as a good person, we have to develop as a good person first. And once we develop as a good person, then we can do anything around the world.
Absolutely, sir. So, coming to you, the next question first. Have you experienced a wrong choice of a project? If yes, what was your learning from this experience? Honestly.
A wrong choice of project, Yes, that is the system I said. That is the system what I have developed, and that's why I have never suffered from wrong type of client.
So you learned from this
Yes,
experience.
and so somebody has to learn from the mistakes. So good decisions are taken from the bad decisions.
Thank you so much, all three of you, at this stage of your career, coming here and accepting your, sharing your mistakes for the benefit of everyone, from which everyone will learn also. Rajiv sir, same question. Have you experienced a wrong choice of a project? And if yes, what was that one thing you learned from this experience?
No, basically no project is wrong. Either our expectations or client's expectations are differ. So they might have been expecting something else, we are doing something different. Or we are expecting something different from out of that. Specifically, when you wanted to create something, you get a good canvas where you can work really good creativity you can create. And that time when the client is very restricted, or not by means of budget only, but there are different people having different of nature. At that time you feel that yes, this is not actually my the right choice. And something that experience we are carrying, and now that is what Hemant was saying, questionnaire, and I was saying that first meeting you understand that yes, this is not feeling good, that notion is not there, and then by this or that way we reject those projects.
Hari sir, have you experienced the wrong choice of a project?
How can you decide at the first stage?
Yeah, you didn't, but
it's not
eventually.
written here, no, I am a chore. So you come across, when you come across in between, slowly you start getting that feeling that this is where I have chosen a wrong project.
Has it happened with you?
Definitely, but not many times. I think in my so many years of practice, hardly 3 or 4 times, which is hardly anything. So
Can you share one thing which you learned from these experiences? One of the things, maybe from one of the projects.
means what exactly?
Never to repeat that again. You chose a project, it was a wrong choice, or it went wrong as it went on, and it
that
taught
is,
you one thing which you didn't repeat.
Hemant has got that system, I don't have. So the thing is, like you come across later on that yeah, I have made a mistake, but otherwise I don't think I have learned anything from these so many years, because you keep on making mistakes, which is a part of your life. So it's one of them.
Okay, sir. Yes, please.
Whenever we go to any doctor, first he try to listen something and then he gives tablet or injection. That means if somebody comes in front of you, somebody has to listen. Somebody has to understand something, and then we have to react. If this is not happen, then the wrong or right choice again happens, and that is the mistake where we go into a different direction.
Absolutely, sir. Well said. Hari sir, I'll come to you with the next question. Has it ever happened with you that in one of your projects, your creative vision met with obstacles and you had to either compromise or redo the design concept?
Luckily not that way. Redoing has not happened. But yeah, after you finish the project and when you try to analyze, you feel, oh, I should have done it a little in a better way. But during the course of that whole execution or whatever you say, you don't feel like that. And redoing is out of question, because whatever we do, everything is decided on day one or during the course of time, that what we want. So the drawings are prepared accordingly. So once everything is well drafted, well put it on the paper, so there is no question of redoing it.
Maybe redoing the concept itself. What I mean is, did you have to compromise because of a client, your creative concept? You didn't agree, but you compromised on a particular project.
It will take pretty long time to.
And list out,
Yeah.
got it. I got the answer.
I
yeah.
can't
Yeah.
tell you right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hemant, sir?
Right or wrong is not the question, because whenever we say that, okay, the client, that is the requirement, so end user has to be satisfied. But if he is working within the guidelines, within the framework of our system, what we have to develop, because in last 35 years of practice, we said that we have to work for creation of design for excellence. So that is our motto. So that is our long-term goal. And to satisfy that goal, if someone says, okay, we want 3 alternatives, it is not redoing the thing. It is the rethinking in a different direction. So there may be even a class of 40, there may be 40 solutions.
Yeah.
We are not going with the 40 solutions, but we may try and give 3 to 4 solutions, and thereafter we come for the conclusion and we can proceed with the final one. So that value addition is more important, whether redoing is not important. Value addition to your project in terms of your final goal is more important. And without compromising all rules.
So you
and
never
regulations.
compromise?
We never compromise.
Raju, sir?
See, when some project comes to you, you start thinking always somebody, first is काहीतरी वेगळं करायचं आहे. So analyzing the client, analyzing the area and the requirements. So you start dreaming something. And when you start dreaming something, you may get some weird thinking and some different concepts. Fortunately, in our organization, what we do is we do prepare all the drawings, all these things, even all the samples, prototypes, we do early stage. And if it is not working, we discuss with our vendors, contractors also, because they are equal partner with us. They are working so many years with us, they know our style of working, we know what their capabilities are. And in this entire manner, we discuss, "Arey, isme aisa karna hai, what to do about this." So there you feel and you realize that this is something which may be possible, but not now. So earlier, if you look at it, when we started designing in 90s, most of the material designs were copied from that IKEA and all those kind of European and developed countries magazines. So that time all those designs were factory made, and we tried to made it through our handmade carpenters, and limitations were there. Similarly, few limitations are still today there, and we can do take over this. Actually, this exercise one should not never leave. One should keep doing some different kind of experiments to create a different kind of a design.
So tell us one, there must be many, but tell us one standout aspect of your work or your design journey or your design practice which has majorly contributed to your success. There must be many, but the reason, and please don't be modest, my sole intention of asking this question is that 3 great virtues may come out which will help our audience and viewers and upcoming designers to learn from.
Basically, what we analyze is our space utilization is a little better, maybe due to the experience, maybe understanding the actual need of the client, I don't know. But what exactly we utilize the space, it suits the clients. And it's not like that generally every client and every designer has that kind of a rapport relationship and he likes whatever you do, this kind of. But I can share one experience long back in 94, 95, I was designing one corporate office for Alpha Laval. And Mrs. Poonawala was there. And suddenly they called me for a certain presentation, and that our role and drawings and blueprints, I took everything. And she just threw a question that how much seating capacity is on this floor. So I just calculated and said, this much. So how much per person area you are utilizing? That time it was very compromising. I said 35 square feet per person. She said, it's luxury, we cannot afford that. Maybe my approach was wrong or my language was passive. I said, no, this is not possible. And somehow she got upset. So they didn't call me again. After 2.5 months, I got a call for Alpha Level, and she called me. Over a cup of tea, she said, we tried 3-4 people. Everybody was saying, ho jayega, kar denge, and they wasted our time. Please start the work. It was right planning.
Excellent, sir. So, yeah, you should clap when something touches your heart. Hemant sir, same question. One standout factor. I know there are many, but one standout factor which will help our audience to emulate or learn from.
It is a multifunctionality. Multifunctionality because we proudly say that we work in 23 verticals. And it was a humongous task to develop in all sectors, whether it is a residential apartment, whether it is a conservation projects, whether working outside India, overseas, auditoriums, restaurant, even hospitality. We are doing for around 100 acres of project for 2 to 3 different typologies. And here what we have learned is to analyze the thing in a smallest possible time and give solution to different, whether it is a big client or whether it is a small client. We try and give solutions within 3 meetings. And that is our peculiarity, what we have maintained since the beginning.
And the understanding between all your partners together for so many years. Yeah. Hari sir. Same question. One standout aspect. There are many, but one standout aspect which majorly contributed to your success over these more than 4 decades.
As Raju mentioned, appropriate use of the space and meeting clients' requirements and the quality of work which we produce. I think that is what our main plus point. Am I right?
Absolutely, sir.
So we are known for quality work basically and utilization of space. I don't think that is the main thing in design, whatever may be the brief, but if you know how to use that in a proper way, so that is what we are doing, and we have been doing it for last so many years, and we try and give the best possible quality.
Hemant will come to you for the next question. Has it ever happened that you didn't get your due credit for a particular project at any stage? After completion, or you worked on it prior and then it didn't happen? Any stage, did you not get your due credit for a particular project in your journey? You can mention without names, or I can edit, or whatever, but we just want to know, and how did you handle it?
It happens many times. And we said I am very less talkative person. So somebody takes the advantage of that. Somebody who takes the advantage, yes, there we may not be recognized, though we are doing the work right since the beginning. And as a company, we practice on different type of campuses. And when we do the campus planning, it goes along with, and now we are doing around 27 years old campus, 25-year-old campus. So we are connected with such type of clientele for years together. But the way management changes, their approach changes, the personality changes, Yes, they have their different type of persons at their back end, and whatever the way positive or negative vibes they want to give it to another person, in the same manner, it reflects on our personality. And here that happens.
Yes.
That some credits are not given. There are many projects.
Okay. That's sad, sir. Yeah. Raju, sir, has it happened with you? You didn't get your due project for a particular project? Due
Many
credit.
ti- Yes, like Hemant said, it many times it happens, but it is because of us actually. But sometimes you get more credit than what you have deserve. That is also, it also happens. So it's not because you are not the only person in that creation. Everybody is the integral factor of that creativity. One day, we had designed one resort, and one of my friend called, "अरे राजू तू ते केलं होतंस ना रे हो." मग ते ह्याच्यात फोटो आला त्याच्या फेसबुकला वगैरे. He was the landscape designer, and he clicked in such a way that entire our designing and this thing came in his. So it was his caliber. If I am not able to do that, it doesn't mean that I am not getting that credit. That is a different way of looking. Other way is, if he has not considered that what we have designed and he complemented that landscaping with that, it may not look good also.
True. Absolutely. Many occasions, it's very funny that I go to an inauguration of a home and I ask the client, so they always say Bombay ka designer. And I know that design is from Pune, but Bombay ka hai. So I don't know, maybe. And sometimes I see a store and they say, hum nahi kiya. And I can see the details of a designer there, but so I don't know. That's why I felt like asking this question. Hari sir.
I would say that we don't have to concentrate on smaller goals. If we have the bigger goals in our mind, we have to forgive them and search for the bigger goals.
Well said, sir. The intent behind asking this question is this, what you're sharing with everyone, which people in similar situations, it will help to cope up. Hari sir, same question.
Learn to ignore it, simply, because people are anyway, they are going to criticize you, good way or bad way. So why take it seriously? You know there is a long way to go. Keep on doing, and you get credit, or even if you don't get credit, who cares? It's as simple as that.
Have you been criticized for your work? Credit is one thing, but criticized for your work.
Yeah, long back when I did some job, and very dear, or I can say my, not guru exactly, but my well-wisher, he criticized it badly, and in a way, because he wanted always me to grow, and he said, this is not what you are supposed to do. It's not, I'm not happy with your work. So from that day onwards, I said, no, I have to do what I want. So
How did you take it, that criticism?
I took it positively, because he was my, what do you call it, as a mentor, or somebody
Who has blessings for you?
Yeah. So, and for me, I had high regards. He is no more, unfortunately. But the first criticism he did, and that was the good lesson I learned.
Okay. I would like to ask you the same question. Were you criticized for your work?
There are criticizers inside office also, and that's why we flourish in a good manner. If we are the three partners, we were the four partners when we have started our company. Later on, Mandar has resigned, then More has also resigned, and myself and Prashant were working for the Group 5. But every person has a different way of working, and because of that only criticism happens. Criticism is the way somebody has understood their way of working. So I don't say that it is a negative, it is a different type of approach what they have in mind, and that's why they criticize you. So
How do you take it?
yeah, I take it always in a positive manner. As we do always different type of public projects, there are hundred of persons. Last month, even I have done a presentation for the redevelopment, where around 250 persons were there in the auditorium, and in front of them, we have to make the presentation. So, if we want to make a presentation, there are 10 numbers who will definitely try and criticize you only, and there are 100 persons who will appreciate you. So, this has to be there to go smoothly on your achievement towards the goal.
Absolutely. Rajiv sir, were you criticized for your work?
Uh, Basically, nobody has yet told me anything about this. Maybe I don't. नाही घाबरतात असं रे लक्ष देत नाही मी. See, there are few things. It's very important that, like Hari sir has told, that who is criticizing, that's the most important part. So that person need to be your well-wisher, or he need to understand what exactly your approach, what efforts, the situations, then one can criticize. We are very weak in documentation after the project, but Tushar just made one site shoot, and only one site we have shoot till date. We did it, and when we are writing something, that time we analyze something. That is also one type of criticism.
Hari sir, I'll come to you for the next question.
Last one or?
That you answered already. We started with you. Now this is the new question.
Okay.
Which is your toughest project till date? One standout toughest project till date. Maybe because of the research or the nature of the project or the clients, whatever the reason, but toughest project and why?
We were given, we did one recently, completed one bungalow, Raju knows it, in Abhimanshri. That was for me a toughest job because time constraint. Otherwise, nothing toughest as such, because we always take a job and we tell them well in advance that this is the time limit, or what you are expecting, it is just not possible. Give us adequate time and we will complete it. But that particular bungalow, there was a time limit and we had to do so. We were always on our toes.
Was there a wedding going to happen or something?
No, nothing like that. But he said, no, I want within, and he happened to be my client for last so many years. I have done 4 or 5 jobs for him. So probably this time he was expecting a lot of things from me. Till that time it was okay, chalta hai. But this time he put me on my toes.
Did you pull it off?
Yeah, no, we did it, and yeah, it has become a very good project for us.
Okay. Sometimes it helps pushing your limits.
Yeah, sometimes, but not all the time. I don't think, because it had happened when I was doing lot of showrooms, garment showrooms on Lakshmi Road. And we did one project, that Shivani's project, Shagun, in 3.5 months. But that time we realized that it was too much. I have never gone on the site after 6 o'clock. But that time I used to go even at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That time I have decided, if a job has got some time limit, I will not do it. So that is what as an experience.
Yeah. And sir is not saying this today. In 1997, I had taken his interview at Raman Bagsa office. Bhoslen's Bangla we had featured. So that time he had told me, Titus was your first project on Lakshmi Road, that on Lakshmi Road, the price of properties and the rent sometimes they pay is so heavy that we have to actually let the shop work and do the design part by part. So exit is sometimes here, then shifted here and so on. And that was a big challenge. And again, after so many years, he's touched that same point, sir. So thank you so much for that. Hemant sir, which is your toughest project till date and why?
We do many campus projects, and we also say that when we have selected that there are different verticals, we said that we accept challenges, and with respect to challenges, we try to work. In 2008, before that, we have completed a Praj project of R&D center. And at the inauguration of Praj inauguration, the person from Delhi who visited that campus, and they said that please come to Delhi to do our project. So it was a different type of project, Indian Oil Corporation. It was a public limited company, and they said that we will not give you a project only for the design, but you have to do the project management. So up to 2000, we have not done, we have done all the allied works. From 2000 to 2010, we started working in architecture and consultancy. But in 2008, they have put a challenge before us, and we take it that challenge. We have involved from the project management, and we have completed their 6 projects in Indian Oil Corporation. For that, even for the sanction for that purpose, we have to go to the central ministry. There we have done the wind tower. For wind tower, we have to take the challenges. We have convinced the scientist, and then we have completed the work. But that was a different challenge what we have taken, and it was a toughest of that. So after the completion of Indian Oil Corporation, we say that we don't want to do any project management. We have done the architecture, interior contracting, even for Sir's a different bank project, we have done as a contractor in 2000, I think.
I remember. They had a long list of questions. With that, we got very methodical.
Rajeev sir. Same question. Which is your toughest project till date and why?
Same thing, toughness is with many aspects. Like Hari sir said, we had designed one corporate office for MAN trucks in Pritampur. And suddenly we designed, everything was going smooth and everything, and suddenly the data arrived that Prime Minister Manmohan Singh is going to inaugurate that office. Rahul knows that. So that pressure was so huge. Within 40 days, the entire campus, we executed that everything. Similarly, we have designed one huge bungalow, one industrialist. He is very nice person, very good person, but he takes decisions so slow that it is also very tough. So by the time he takes decision, we are on the another page. We have selected marble, so he takes, okay, we'll go 1 or 2 shops, we'll go there, we'll see with that. It takes 2-3 months again. So toughness is with all variety we look.
Yeah, we got a wonderful variety of reasons why a project is tough. Rajeev sir, this may sound on a lighter note, but I would like to get out the virtues in the dignitaries on stage. That is why this question. Do you envy any one quality in these two who are sitting with you? In other words, would you like to have one quality which HEMANT sir has and one quality which Hari sir has?
No, there are many qualities. What I always like about him is he mixes up with all the people, and till date, now if you know his age, I do not want to disclose that, but so I said I don't want to He believes to be young and cherished always. So that is what I want to learn from him. His punctuality and other things. There are so other aspects that one can really think and take from him. And like I told, Hemant is very particular.
This builder from Gujarat who asked me, can you suggest one good architecture firm to do a township, economical township thing, but it was huge. So I said, HEMANT sir and all. So he said, but वो बहुत खड़ूस है, ऐसा सुना है मैंने. So do you scare people that way?
That's why I said I have made a system.
Okay.
Persons who want to follow the system, they are with me.
Hemant sir, same question to you. Do you envy any one quality in Rajiv sir and Hari sir which you would like to have?
I do not envy on anyone. On a lighter note, Pune has two Harris Bridge. Do you know that?
The one I knew.
One, where is that? No, 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 that is not.
Enlighten us. Yeah.
Yeah, many people will not know about this. Whenever we have to go for any function, I used to have my Innova, as they always say, as a small bus. So in that bus, Vishnu, myself, Yatin, Amit, were used to come together. And you know Harisar's office where he is. So Hari sir always says that, Hemant, कुठून चाललायस? मला पिकअप करणार का? मी म्हटलं येस, वी डोंट हॅव एनी प्रॉब्लेम. सो हरी सर त्यांच्या ऑफिसपासून तो ब्रिज क्रॉस करून खाली घ्यायचे आणि मग SNDTच्या इथं वी यूज टू कलेक्ट देम. सो वी ऑलवेज सेज दॅट ॲट हॅरीज ब्रिज वी विल मीट. सो दॅट इज सेकंड हॅरीज ब्रिज इन पुणे सिटी.
Any one quality which you feel that you should acquire in Raju sir?
Both of them are my dear friends. So why envy? Whatever they are having their plus points, like he is very particular about everything. Raju is very sweet in every way. So I like both the qualities, you know.
And super positive. Raju sir's positive.
And moreover, he's always happy. Whenever you greet him or he greets you, happy morning. So, I like both of them.
Apart from A.
Arre. Again, same thing. These are our friends, you know. We still call them our friends.
Hemant sir.
Why India celebrated now? in which year India is doing celebration? 75th year.
Yeah.
So you can take a note from that.
We have seen a rare side of humor today, which his close friends must be seeing regularly. Hemant sir, question to you. When you go out, you're going to your office, or even socially, wherever, do you look in the mirror and dress up particularly as an architect should look, or it doesn't matter to you?
It doesn't matter for me.
Seriously, sir.
Yes, I am as is where is.
Okay.
I never use any comb. This is my comb. So this is the way I am. And if I am dressed up well, people will say what's wrong with you.
Hari sir, do you dress up particularly to look like an architect?
What is your opinion? Let people sitting here around, let them say whether I am well dressed or not.
I can say you look like an architect always, but
So
maybe it's
that's
naturally.
it. That is what I said. You only can judge.
Yeah. Raju sir, do you dress like a designer?
Today he is looking like a ghazal singer.
Fortunately, I do not have any sense regarding my clothing and all those things. My friends and relatives, family, they push me to he gal, te gal. That's the only thing. I never care about that. I can give you one really good example. Tell my experience about this. In somewhere around 2004, 2005, we have designed guest house for Ratan Tata in Tata Motors, that time Telco. And that time, first time we had introduced those sliding doors. And Mr. Tata was there for the visit, and there was some difficulty in sliding doors. So I was being called, I went there. I saw him beside the swimming pool, alone, sitting, reading a book with two dogs. And nothing was there. I just went and opened his wardrobe. I saw only 4 suits. Only 4 suits, 3 or 4 Lacoste t-shirt with faded, totally faded, and 3, 4 shorts. Then I went inside. There must be not less than 50,000 books. Not less than 50,000 books. So this kind of experience, it shows that clothing is important. It's important. It gives certain presence of yours, but sometimes it feels that it is not everything. And when you work with such kind of people, they show us that this is not everything.
So, which project lately, which you have seen, has blown your mind, like super impressed you, done by an architect whom you know, and he or she also knows you personally, other than AMOHA and my home?
Anyway, I was not going to. Amit, I don't recollect recently. Maybe because of Corona and all that, I haven't come across any big project as such. Maybe next time I'll be able to answer this question. This is my frank answer.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Hemant sir, any project which you recently saw and it blew your mind, the one who has done it is your friend, or you know that architect, and that architect also knows you personally.
Yeah,
This cuts out all the other iconic projects all over the world. I'm just saying
Yeah,
someone
there
whom
are
you-
there are many friends. All names starts with Sanjay. Sanjay Mohe, Sanjay, even Sanjay Patil, and third one is Sanjay Puri. They are doing fantastic work throughout India. Sanjay, just 3 to 4 days before, he has shown almost commercial variety, then residential variety, and everywhere he tries and do the experimentation in a very fantastic way, and all those projects are near completion. Even Sanjay Mohe, the connect with the nature and still with all the craft, what he tries to make. Yes, I definitely appreciate such type of 3 Sanjays.
Pune is blessed almost all the arterial roads with Sanjay Mohesa's building because of Rohan Builders, those white beautiful structures with his, so everywhere we can see his work. This thing. Raju sir.
There are drastic change from last 7, 8 years in total designing practice. So sometimes you feel that yes, it is only a catalog interiors or catalog architecture. But sometimes it really touches you. Just last week I had to the presentation one of my friend's son, architect Kunal Mistry. And it was so amazing that it was retrieving in my mind for not less than 7, 8 days. He himself built a house. It is not farmhouse, it is not a house with mud, hash roof, bamboo, and so simple way. And the presentation was also so amazing that it touched.
So this is a question which I'll thank you all for coming forward and addressing. Have you ever had a creative blank out before or during a project? Creative blank out. A confidence crisis creatively. And if yes, do you show your creative vulnerability to your associates, subordinates, your teammates in office?
We always try and give different type of analysis in front of our staff in office as well as on site. If we are sitting in this auditorium and we will say that, okay, what is the height of this structure? And at that time we will say that I will not have any tape or measuring tape in my hand, but I will say, okay, this is the height. And they have to check. So this is the way we say that somebody has to develop their way of working through analyzation as well as through the experimentation. And we try to develop all our staff members in that way.
Rajiv sir, same question.
I think there are many factors which holds your mind. Maybe it is not necessarily, it may be some personal or some health issues. So this generally happens when client comes and makes too many changes, or so same way, this is the blank out. So this blackout is, it's a very simple way to handle. Just promote your subordinate. अरे तू खूप भारी करू शकतोस. That's the simple way. Otherwise, what happens, you know, you get into the mess. Many times you are busy with some other things or preparations of your other activities. So your teammates are there and you can rely on them. But it happens to everybody. Somebody may notice, somebody may not notice, but it happens.
Hari sir?
Before, of course not, because we have accepted that project. So there is no question of, then in that case, in first place, why did you accept that? But during the process, yeah, sometimes it happens. But then we tell client, give us some couple of days and we will give you, if you are in that dilemma, then yeah, it happens. We take buy some time from the client and then we work out and then we get the solution.
But do you show your vulnerability, creative vulnerability, to your associates or subordinates in office?
Yeah, my day is divided into two parts. First is almost every day I go to the site, and the second part, post lunch, is always with my staff. So I am always with them. So whatever I want, whatever they want to discuss with me, so this is how we exchange. And whatever I want to get it from them, I try and pick up from them. So my time is always with my staff.
Superb. So much to learn for everyone from these three. Sir, question to you. Your son Omkar is an architect. Neeraj is an architect. Hemant sir's son Neeraj is an architect. Rajiv sir's daughter Rui is an architect. Coming to you, what was that one?
I think his son is also an architect.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what was that one advice you gave Omkar before he began his design journey?
He's sitting here.
That advice which nobody gave you during your time when you passed out.
Yeah, I'll answer that. I have always told him that whether you become a great architect or not is, to me, is not very important. But you have to be very honest and people should talk nice about you. That's the only thing I have told him, not anything else.
Fantastic words. Hemant sir, what advice did you give Neeraj? Your daughter is also here today.
Neeraj, as a born gifted child, I always said to him that whatever you have to do, you create your own niche in your own field, whatever you want to do. He has never decided when he has joined architecture. So before that only I said, whatever or wherever you want to go, you create your own niche and create, so that is the basis and you are a free bird.
Wow. That's very sacrificial because you might, be tempted to have him around in the future. Rajiv sir.
See, when we started work, the situations were different. And we have to struggle for each and everything, including projects, money, everything was there. So now, after this stage, after settlement, I am telling all my three children, my son, his wife, my son is architect, my another daughter, Amay's wife, she is also a designer, and Rui is also a designer. So I told them that, see, fundamentally you have everything now. Whatever you want to do, you do, but do not do for money. Because money is a byproduct. You do your work with passion, you do whatever you want to do. with your strength. Money is a byproduct, so that aspect you live for.
Hemant sir, if given a chance to change one thing or improve one thing in the education in architecture, what is that one thing which you would like to change or improve?
We try to give a different type of live experience to all the students, and that is what I would like to give as a social feedback or social.
Make it more experiential.
Yes, more experiential.
It may sound little funny, but definitely I will insist that everybody must, all students, students of architecture, they must learn, or maybe college fraternity or professor, they should tell them how to sketch. Sketching is very, very important because that language everybody understands immediately, right from carpenter to the client. And that is what I see missing today.
I personally feel that all the interior designing institute must have the entrance exams. Because today what is happening is that option is after you do not get admission in maybe engineering, architecture college, or it's not your capacity.
So last question and then we'll break. Hari sir, how do you measure the success of your completed project?
As long as your client is happy with what you have done, that is the scale which I feel very important, and that's the answer.
Success, when we design the thing, we do the thing, and that is a gift to our client. And when we are giving any gift to client, we give our time and detailed attention for the details, and that is more important from us.
See, basically everything what we measure is happiness. So happiness in everything, whether that project was strenuous to you, whether you are happy with what you have got in your pocket, and whether that project is completed in good, whether, see, this happiness should be to me, to us. If we are happy, automatically everything will become happy. So happiness is the only success measure.
Now to end with, so one famous movie dialogue or a line or a famous quote which has stayed in your mind.
कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, छोड़ो बेकार की बातें. This is what
क्या
I
बात?
feel.
Absolutely.
It's to be or not to be. जगाओ कमराओ.
William Shakespeare.
रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं और नाम है राजू शाह.
With that, on that note, we end this interview, Mighty Minds with Masters. It will be on YouTube. Thank you so much, Hari sir. Thank you so much, Hemant sir. Thank you, Raju sir. Thank you everyone for coming in order.